working with.
Again, one of the best duos in the country. 20 double-doubles for Reagan Beers. And Leah Chavez in her freshman season breaking all kinds of records. Shooting, passing, stealing, you name it. She's a complete player. Speaking of complete players, how about Liv McGill for Florida?
Well, Liv McGill was amazing yesterday. She put on a performance for the team. Started off on the defensive end. But, you know, defense always flows to offense. And her numbers from yesterday, 22 points, 7 rebounds, 10 assists, 2 steals, and 2 blocks, led this Gator team to an opportunity to play today against the Sooners.
Well, we talked about the duo for Oklahoma. How about the big three? We see you, Liv. Florida has what they call the big three: McGill, O'Neal, and Reynolds. And how about their contributions yesterday? Responsible for 81% of the points.
Well, you look at those numbers and you hope that you come out from yesterday's game. We saw it with Kentucky against Georgia, but coming up against OU, coming out against Oklahoma, can those three step up and have big games? But I also feel like other players have to step up big time today as well.
Here's our starting lineups for today. These two teams met on February 12th. And it was a close game. Oklahoma won 81-74, but the Gators actually led that game for more than 28 minutes of the game, and Liv McGill had 29 points in that one.
Well, I'm excited about this matchup, McGill and Chavez. This is going to be up and down, up and down. Get your popcorn, people. Let's go.
Yeah, we should see a lot of highlights in this game because of the way these two teams play. Jenny Baranczyk on the list for Naismith Coach of the Year. Kelly Ray Finley's never failed to take a team to the postseason, and Florida certainly is playing its way toward being in the discussion to get an at-large bid in the NCAA tournament. You'd have to think a win today could do that for the Gators. They are 5-3 over their last 8 games. Two fun teams to watch. So some matchups, you kind of know what you're in for. It's going to be a grind. This is going to be a highlight kind of game. Niara O'Neal, Reagan Beers will jump it up. Joe Vasili, a lead official, throws it up. And Chavez and the Sooners control the opening tip. Oklahoma likes to shoot quick in the shot clock. And one of the fastest paced teams in the country. Chavez knocks down her opening shot. She takes almost 8 3 attempts a game. That's #1 in the nation.
Well, Chavez is one of those players, you can't lose her on the floor. You definitely can't go under on a screen.
Florida with the win yesterday over Mississippi State. First game of the tournament for Oklahoma. O'Neal misses. Beers grabs the rebound and clears it to Verhulst. Shot on the way, off the mark by Williams. Oklahoma second in the nation in pace, first in the nation among Power 4 teams. And Piatti gets fouled on the baseline.
Well, Chavez is that player right under the screen. You can never go under the screen. If she averages 8 3-pointer attempts per game, you know that she's always looking to stop and pop.
Early foul on Reagan Beers. Her first. Beers 15 points away from 2,000 in her career. McGill, nice and one. And Chavez commits the foul. That was perfect.
Well, McGill's ready to play. You see, just look at her eyes. She came in always locked in, always focused. But look at this. Fakes the screen, comes in. Chavez late on the switch.
And we always tell our baseline cameraman, be ready, because Liv McGill is going to be in your face today. McGill at the free throw line. Misses the free throw. Williams grabs the rebound. Up the floor to Beers. Don't blink, because Oklahoma's shooting.
Well, that's a miscommunication right there, because I believe O'Neal is guarding Beers, and there's, you know, she's going straight to the basket.
O'Neal defended by Beers to DeZecco. O'Neal knocks down the three-pointer. Several games this year, she's opened the game with a 3 for the Gators.
I love the confidence. I love the confidence that she plays with.
And one, Piatti fouling Beers. So Reagan Beers will go to the line to try to complete the 3-point play, and right away, Kelleray Finley going to the bench.
Look at Beers right here. That smile.
It's Reagan's dad. See him this time of year at every game. Her brothers Rocky and Rowdy play college football. Her sister Riley plays for Belmont on the women's basketball team.
You know, the excitement, and you don't see this very often, but even the substitution patterns early on, Coach Jenny trying to go to her bench to make sure, keep the bodies fresh and keep them going.
McGill whips that pass in the corner to Reynolds. Weathersby, good offensive rebound. McGill trying to create something. And travels.
And you got to read the help side defense, and the rotation came from that corner man. That's an easy kick to the corner for a shot, or at least try to get the ball moving around the top.
Oklahoma leads Division I in shots taken between 20 and 30 seconds in the shot clock. They do that 50% of the time. Turnover now. And Reynolds, a lot of contact, didn't get a foul called. So Oklahoma is one of the fastest paced teams in the country. The stats back that up. So a shot clocks between 20 and 30, teams are shooting more than 50% of the time. What does that tell you about that team, Tamika? How would you defend that?
Well, you got to try to slow down the game just enough. Or if you make the basket, it's a little easier to get back on defense, but definitely loose ball rotation. Then both sides of the floor, you see some bodies flying, but a great shot by Stewart.
Brooklyn Stewart, the freshman off the bench from Colorado. Ezekiel missed the shot, and the Gators will get another possession.
One thing you can't do when you're going up against a team like Oklahoma, if you're not a fast-paced team, don't try to change your game plan within the flow of the game. You got to figure out a way to slow them down.
Smith, well defended by McGill. Van will shoot the 3. And the Gators, little miscommunication there on the rebound, an unforced error to borrow from Tennis, and Oklahoma will get the ball back.
Well, Neal went out for a little bit, but you see the quick substitutions even from the Florida bench.
Does Oklahoma tempt you into changing the way you play? Do they draw you into speeding up your style of play?
I think they do if you get caught up in it, and especially from a player standpoint. It's not necessarily, the coach might come in with a plan, but once you get caught up in the speed of up and down, it can just change.
Breakdown in the D. Verhul saw Stewart wide open, and Brooklyn Stewart with 4 quick points for the Sooners. And the Gators trying to lock down on another turnover.
Well, here's the miscommunication. Nobody guard. We had 2 players over here guarding Van. Nobody guarding underneath the basket. And Stewart got that wide open look.
Oklahoma has scored 7 unanswered points, and the lead is 7 here in the opening quarter. The last 1 minute 52 seconds. A lot of turnovers for Oklahoma. They've turned it over on their last 4 possessions.
Well, you got to wonder if Florida is forcing Oklahoma to play a little bit off pace.
Piatti went down, no call. Into Verhulst. Oh, nice pass. Sahara Williams with a beautiful pass to Verhulst.
Well, check out Oklahoma's offense. They always have players cutting to the basket. And it doesn't matter. It could be your post. It could be your guard, be your point guard. I think they just have a lot of versatility.
Piatti falls down, turns it over. Oklahoma can tie or take the lead. Chavez open in the corner. In and out.
I think they got a little lucky. Florida got lucky on that play. Chavez had a clean look.
McGill draws the foul on Van, and Liv McGill doing a good job getting to the free throw line.
That'll be the first foul on Van, but let's take another look at this, and good pass. Sarah Williams sees Verhulst down low. Good post up, good finish.
First foul on Van, but that's the 4th team foul on Oklahoma, so Florida's going to be in the bonus the rest of the quarter. McGill, these will be her 4th and 5th free throws. She's doing a good job getting to the line.
I like what she's been doing on the defensive end and really getting in those passing lanes, getting a couple of steals, getting her teammates involved here and there, getting those opportunities, driving to the basket.
Always a threat for a triple-double, Liv McGill. And right now, excuse me, 6 points for McGill. 4 of them have come from the free throw line, though. Beers uncontested. Reagan Beers now with 7.
That's what I say when I talk about steady and consistent. Beers down low is hard to guard. Obviously, you look at her build, but she knows how to use her body. She posts up big, does a great job.
Offensive foul away from the ball.
Looks like it's going to be on DeZeko.
DeZeko gets called for the foul. It'll be Sooners ball now. That was in front of the Oklahoma bench. That's the 5th turnover on the Gators. So both teams doing a good job of turning the other over. We've seen a combined 10 turnovers, 5 for each team.
Look at down low, Reagan Beers.
Double team comes over. Smith to Chavez. Shot clock down to 7. This is rare for Oklahoma. And Beers muscles it up and in.
DeZeko looks upset. Ezekiel, excuse me, looks upset, just trying to play.
No basket. But a foul called against Oklahoma.
I think that foul is going to be the 2nd on Reagan Beers. Let's look at this. Ezekiel, the whole possession, this is just the end of the possession, but trying to go head-to-head against Reagan Beers, see a little bit of the frustration.
So Beers goes to the bench with her 2nd foul. And remember, Florida is in the bonus now for the remainder of this quarter. McGill back on the free throw line. These will be her 6th and 7th free throws of the quarter. She's 4 for 5 now.
I think that Oklahoma looks a little bit different when Beers is not on the floor and you see the efficiency numbers.
She's had 9 points in this first quarter. It's her highest total in the opening 10 minutes of a game this season, but she's on the bench. Nice block by Piatti.
Yes, it is, and she's just hard to guard. When she's on the floor, you always have to have a focal point. 1 or 2 players need to be on her.
McGill penetrates. Yitch with the bank shot. And the Gators out in front by 4 again.
That's a great job by Yitch. I think it looks a lot easier for Florida not having Beers down underneath the basket. It looks easier to be able to get to the basket.
Chavez fouled. Fouled by Godfrey. You'd expect Chavez now to maybe assert herself a little more with Beers on the bench.
I think that, but I also feel like as you look at the players that are on the floor, they do a great job of just passing the ball and moving the ball around, pass, cut. So whether it's Chavez making those plays and making it happen, other players get more involved in the offense.
First foul on Godfrey. Both teams in the bonus now. Chavez has been scoring or assisting on 27.7 points per game. That's the 2nd highest for all freshmen in the country. Unanimous high school player of the year last year and has made an immediate impact at this level.
Yes, she has. She come in and she's been fun to watch. You know, you talk about electric. There's electricity on both sides. You look at Liv McGill and Chavez.
2-point Gator lead. You're in the final minute of the opening quarter. Oklahoma selected as the number 12 seed in the last NCAA tournament reveal. Reynolds drives, misses. Gators trying to play their way into the NCAA tournament. That backdoor cut was broken up. McGill runs the floor with the ball. Turns on that jet, but misses.
And that's going to be a frustration foul. McGill comes in.
She's got that extra gear, and typically when she hits it, she doesn't miss. So that's the frustration. Her first foul, but again, both teams in the bonus here to finish the first quarter. So we've had a lot of free throws in this first quarter. Had 12 between the two teams. Stewart, the freshman, at the free throw line, was a very good volleyball player in high school. Older sister is a college basketball player as well, Renee. She plays at UC Colorado Springs.
Good job knocking down both free throws.
Well, they expect Stewart to be a star at Oklahoma. So 31.7 seconds left. The shot clock is in play here. About a 2-second differential between the game clock and the shot clock.
It looks like Florida's going to hold for a little bit, try to get the last shot if they can.
Yitch, that's a 2, misses it. Let's see if Oklahoma can get a shot off. Chavez working her magic. Misses the shot. So we have played 10 minutes and we are tied. Both coaches trying to figure this one out, but the stars are shining. 2 first-team All-SEC performers and a little flair from Liv McGill. Has had on the SEC this year. She tied Ryan Howard for the most SEC Freshman of the Week awards. She won that award 8 times this season. And Leah Chavez on the second team All-SEC, but she was not the SEC Freshman of the Year. That award went to Aubrey Galvin of Vanderbilt, and their athletic director with a little face at the bottom of that post. But wow, what a season for her and for Aubrey Galvin. That's a tough one. In fact, ironically, those two are the co-SEC Freshmen of the Week in the final season of the regular season.
Yeah, that is ironic, but you have to go back. The coaches are the ones that make this decision. It's not like the media makes it or anybody else, and I think both players have been phenomenal this season for the team. You look at Vanderbilt and what they've been able to accomplish. Shea Ralph and co has just been amazing. Michaela Blake, can't say enough about her. So you get the awards, and it is what it is.
Reagan Beer still on the bench with 2 fouls. Verhulst gets loose. Oh my gosh, what a move! All right, I'm saying the Sports Center top 10 there. That was amazing. And then Smith gets the steal and loses it. Come on,
Florida's gotten a little lazy with their inbound play, but we'll take another look at Verhulst. Well, we've seen her. I mean, she does some incredible things. It's just we focus more right now on Reagan Beers and of course Chavez, but Verhulst holds her own. She does a lot of tricky plays.
Yeah, Verhulst is a player that any coach in this conference would want. Second team All-SEC this year. She has had a triple-double. Oklahoma on a 10-4 run right now. Florida led for a lot of that opening quarter. It's been a good back-and-forth battle. Nice pass. O'Neal doesn't give the finish. Chavez.
This is what Oklahoma loves to do. They run off your misses, and that's why it's so important. You get those easy buckets around the basket, you got to finish.
Liv McGill answers the 2 with a 3. Oklahoma quickly back. Just keep your eye on the shot clock every time Oklahoma has it. Remember, they like to shoot between 20 and 30 on it. This is deep in the possession for them.
Yeah, this is way too deep in the possession. They're trying to get a good look.
Shot clock under 10. Chavez down to 3. 2-1, got to throw it up. And the Gators force the shot clock violation.
I'll take another look at the Chavez. Straight from the defensive rebound right into her offense. And of course, McGill's always ready to take the answer with the 3 up.
Chavez right now 7 points, rebound and assist. McGill with the ball, leading scorer for Florida so far with 11 points. Remember, Reagan Beer still on the bench. It'll be Oklahoma's ball.
It's interesting as you watch, Florida has gotten their hands on quite a few balls on the offensive end that have gone out of bounds, but Oklahoma not able to keep them off the board.
Stewart, nice look inside. Wow, Oklahoma does a great job of getting players open. Lofton with that finish.
Well, that's what I was saying earlier. With Beers out, it gives you an opportunity to run your offense. She's always the main focus down low, so when she's in the game, she is the focus. But with her out, you have to get more cuts going to the basket.
And Liv McGill, the main focus for the Gators, just gets that bucket. Culleton in the game now, just had the ball, number 0. Florida has done a better job in transition in this game. They only scored 2 fast break points the last time they played. They've already had 6 today.
That came out for a couple of those steals early on by McGill and people running the floor.
McGill, pull-up jumper. Short. Van with a rebound. Van underhands to Lofton. Culleton saves it back to Stewart for the bucket.
Well, how she even knew Stewart was right there with nobody in between her and the ball.
Just 2 fun teams to watch. Weathersby in and out. Van intended for Culleton. McGill gets another steal.
And I think that's the 3rd steal for McGill. Tried to come in.
And a tie-up. McGill and Verhulst get tied up.
Take this, look at this backdoor cut. Right on target, right on time. Lofton gets the knife. And look at this save. Oklahoma right now, you can tell the hustle plays. They are a lot fresher than this Florida team. Making some of those plays.
Florida yesterday led wire to wire in their defeat of Mississippi State. Gators shot 50%. They made 8 threes, shot 28 free throws.
I think Florida, you see Coach just put in a whole new lineup, trying to get some fresh legs out there.
Van driving on McGill, spins through traffic. And it'll be Florida basketball.
You said Coach looked at number 21 Stewart at the next star at OU, one of the young stars at OU, and one thing I love in just this short amount of time is just how active she's been. You see her in the play defensively, always around the ball, making the right moves, rotating out, and the same thing offense. She's gotten a hand and gotten an opportunity for some of these buckets.
McGill driving through traffic and draws the foul, so Liv McGill will go back to the free throw line. A reminder, next Thursday here on SEC Network and the ESPN app, we've got our next ESPN's or SEC Inside. It'll grant you an all-access pass to this event, the SEC Women's Basketball Tournament, 6 Eastern, 5 Central. You'll get never-before-seen footage and sound from players and coaches, a real behind-the-scenes look. That is SEC Inside next Thursday. McGill has taken all of Florida's free throws, and that is her 8th. Yeah, Kim Mulkey checking this one out.
Always fun when Coach Mulkey's in the house. You see the LSU Tigers sitting over there, waiting to see who they're going to get on this matchup.
Winner gets LSU tomorrow. We'll get our first look at the top 4 seeds tomorrow as they all had double byes. Chavez. Yitch with a rebound. Nduti in transition will slow it down. McGill looking to go. Offensive foul this time, though. Second on McGill.
You can tell Florida is very involved in making sure that McGill gets the touches and makes the plays happen. But he had a wide open player out there on the left side, Dokic, waiting to take that shot.
Kelly Ray, her reaction after that. Well, McGill wants to go back to the free throw line. She's shot 7. That's the most she's attempted in a first half this season. Chavez. That's a 3.
Nice step back. She did the spin and then took an extra step to get herself behind the three-point line. That's called recognition.
Second 3 of the game for Chavez. Oklahoma up 4 now, and an offensive foul on Yitch. And suddenly Kelly Ray Finley's got to calm her group down.
Oklahoma continues to let it rain, and Chavez is one of those players that you already know. Love the spin with the step back into the 3.
Oklahoma's used to this. Florida wants it a little slower. Sam and Tamika.
Yeah, to your point, guys, Liv McGill has all 7 points in this quarter for Florida, but she starts on the bench out of this timeout.
She has to start on the bench. She has 2 fouls right now, so you can imagine if they need her to be fresh and they need her in the second half, they got to keep her out of foul trouble.
Offensive rebound by Stewart, and a foul in the process. Remember, Reagan Beers has been on the bench this quarter with 2 fouls. She had a fantastic opening quarter with 9 points. And she is itching to get back in the game.
And that foul is going to be on Piatti. Watch Stewart. This is what I was talking about. She's active. Her recognition of where to be on the floor. And of course, when you look at Oklahoma and just the offense, the way they play.
McGill, very much a co-coach for Kelly Ray Finley, was that time encouraging her teammates, and they get the ball back. I mentioned yesterday that Kelly Ray Finley did a situational drill where she had Liv McGill actually coach a team against her in a 5-on-5 scrimmage. Gill very much has that coach's mindset, likes to study her teammates' tendencies. Reynolds falls, no foul. Chavez will pull for 3.
This offense for Oklahoma just getting up and down. Sometimes just one pass and let it rain.
Gators have turned it over 3 straight times. They need to turn that around here. Reynolds draws the foul, and so Layla Reynolds will go to the free throw line now and try to become the first free throw shooter other than Liv McGill to get a free throw today. McGill's 8 for 9 from the free throw line.
Well, I love the attack mentality for Florida, and Reynolds' last possession, she tried to drive in, ended up tripping. One thing you got to watch out for Oklahoma, they're going to collapse when somebody drives. And so really for Florida, being mindful of the other players that are out waiting to get the ball to take shots. And I would agree, Steffi mentioned that it's got to be more than just Liz McGill. There's got to be other players that are stepping up, and hopefully Reynolds can get them started.
Foul is on Culleton. Reynolds makes both free throws. So it is now Oklahoma with the ball. Now 3.5 minutes left to play in this first half. Oklahoma among the top 16 seeds in the last 2 reveals. They moved up from 16 to 12. And Charlie Cream says a win or lose, he feels like they're safe among the top 16, regardless of what happens here. Williams. Florida's doing a good job keeping Oklahoma in that shot clock. McGill. And a foul on Dukic.
Yeah, that was a interesting possession for Florida. McGill trying to attack the basket, but OU doing a good job of staying in front of the players when they drive it in.
Verhulst over to Lofton. They go inside now to Williams.
The hardest team to guard are the team that players are constantly moving. If you watch Oklahoma, you watch players cut, drive, move, find the open space, get the open shots. I mean, that's how Oklahoma, if they're not getting it in transition, that's how they're getting it in their half-court offense.
6 points for Verhulst. I watched them, Tamika, and they just play so well together.
And they're smiling. Like, I've watched the substitutions, and how many times have you seen people get subbed out of game and mad that they have to come out? I mean, they were like smiling, high-fiving.
Chavez with another highlight reel take and one. Gators haven't scored in over 5 minutes.
And that's going to be the second foul on Dockett. Chavez going to the basket. Ooh, that was nice.
So Chavez will go to the free throw line now. 12 points, 2 for 2 from the free throw line. Now, by the way, she's made 55 straight free throws. So let's see if the announcer jinx is a thing.
It's not with Chavez.
Nah. She leads the nation in free throw percentage, coming into the game 93%. Oklahoma's done a good job without Reagan Beers. So Chavez down. They've outscored Florida 16-8 in this quarter without Beers on the floor.
Well, they got to figure out, from Florida's standpoint, they got to figure out how to get some of their offense, move the ball from side to side.
Intercepted by Verhulst. I love the fact that you pointed out the good thing about Oklahoma when Beers is on the bench.
And you're seeing it in fruition.
McGill into O'Neal, and O'Neal gets the bank shot. That is something they need to get going, that McGill-O'Neal connection.
Well, Chavez tried to get the charge call on O'Neal.
We were tied at 22 after the first quarter. Florida will get the ball back, and in this quarter, Oklahoma has outscored Florida 16-10, all without first-team All-SEC performer Reagan Beers.
I think Coach has to be pretty pleased with how her team is playing and how they've responded. But it's also good. If you get to the next level, you have more game, and you want to try to keep your players as fresh as you can.
Weathersby, good job cleaning that up. Weathersby had 6 points, 3 rebounds off the bench yesterday against Mississippi State. Gators hanging in there. Backdoor cut, and the finish by Lofton.
It's so easy. In Oklahoma, they space the floor. When you make those cuts, you have to make sure that the defender goes behind you.
McGill bumped and will go back to the free throw line. That fell on Stewart.
Yeah, take another look at this backdoor. See the spacing for Oklahoma. Everybody out above the free throw line opens up that backside, and if you're not aware of it, especially from the wing going to the basket, if you're not aware of it, you're going to get beat on that back end.
Stewart will head to the bench now. Again, just a freshman, but again, they've pegged her as a future star. 8 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. Very productive second quarter. And Liv McGill will step back up to the free throw line for her 10th and 11th free throws.
Oh, we haven't seen Van out here as well. So Van and Beers, both 2 players for Oklahoma with 2 fouls.
McGill has only missed 1 free throw today. 9 of 10 from the free throw line. 10 of 11.
It doesn't matter where you get your points from, as long as the points get on the scoreboard. And McGill, a big component for Florida.
17 points for McGill. 17 of Florida's 36. About a 10-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock for Oklahoma on this possession. Verhulst, 5 on the shot clock. Chavez, 1 on the shot clock. And McGill, good block out. Off to the races. McGill trying to win the half. Hits the bucket. Let's see if Oklahoma can score. No. So Liv McGill with a little exclamation point heading into halftime.
And Coach Baranczyk not happy about that, but look at this transition play. Liv McGill with the rebound all the way coast to coast with the finish.
Jenny Baranczyk giving the officials an earful after that last play, but her Sooners have not lost when leading at the half. Liv McGill, though, put up 19 on them in that first half and are trying to play their way into the NCAA tournament. Let's send it now to the Academy Sports and Outdoors halftime report. Dari and gang, take it away.
Out on the outside, and we'll take a look at it. You just see the space that allows down the paint, but what they do well, they drive, they kick, they move, they find the open players. Verhulst the recipient of that, and then the same thing, backdoor cut. Nobody on the backside to help. Another made basket and another backdoor cut. So with Beers out, it allows and opens up the floor a lot more to make those open cuts.
Liv McGill, 19 points in that first half, a career high. And OU still getting inside the paint a lot, even without Beers in the game. And it'll be Oklahoma with the ball to open the third quarter. Reagan Beers is in the lineup to start the second half.
Oklahoma with 26 points in the paint right now compared to Florida's 18. And I can guarantee you the first thing is to try to get her going down low.
Beers with 2 fouls, unable to get her the ball on that possession. A turnover. Here comes McGill. O'Neal. That would have been her second 3 of the game. And the Oklahoma Sooners pushing it quickly. They average 87 points per game. That's 4th highest in the nation. And Chavez scores right away.
Yeah, Chavez going back and forth, playing with Dzeko.
Chavez now with 15 points to lead the Sooners. Dzeko. Verhulst wide open inside was Williams. Good job by the Gators to collapse on her, though. Oh, wow. How much of a luxury is that?
Yeah,
all you have to do is just throw it up.
Throw the ball up and make sure that Beers is somewhat around the ball, and she will go get it.
So Beers, first bucket since the opening quarter. She had 9 points in that first quarter.
Now Florida using a lot more clock than they did in the first half.
Good hands. Verhulst broke that up. Shot clock continues to run. McGill penetrates, misses. Here come the Sooners. Williams, reverse layup and 1. She's fouled by Piatti.
Well, if you don't know the game plan by now, the game plan is when Oklahoma gets the ball, they are running down the floor and whatever it takes to try to get the ball to the basket. I can guarantee you at halftime, that was the talk. We have not gotten enough look at the basket and pushing the ball down the floor.
And a foul on Piatti, and it'll put Williams on the free throw line. Williams has started every game of her career as a Sooner. Misses that free throw. And then Weathersby falls down on the rebound, and that's called a travel.
Yeah, her and Ezekiel ran into each other, so thought that you wanted a foul call, but not an Oklahoma player around.
Chavez working on McGill. That's a fun matchup. Beers with a rebound. Underhands it to Van. Almost handed it off.
Yeah, like Van's first 2 points. She only played 9 minutes in the first half, also in foul trouble. McGill trying to get it going.
It's an 8-0 run to open the quarter for Oklahoma. Verhulst, touch pass to Williams.
So we need to see that play again because the ball did not even touch the floor. They passed it up. 1 man, 2 man, straight to the basket. Great finish by Williams.
A little alley-oop. 10-0 run after that play. Here it is.
Yes, you gotta love it when you're pushing the ball up the floor. Williams in the air with the finish. Check out the bench going crazy. Well, SEC is known as being brutal this season. Every single team has improved, and we always talked about even the regular season games. Any given night, anybody can win, and that's what makes it so exciting.
And this Florida team is a team that a lot of coaches talk about as having the potential to beat anyone on any given night. Beers with a nice steal. That's a deep three, short. Liv McGill has been basically all of the offense for Florida. Gators got to get some other production. There's a start. Godfrey on the tape.
And they needed that one right there. The first 2 points in the second half.
Beers, 4 defenders on her, and she scores.
1 on 4, and I guarantee she didn't even feel him.
Weathersby. Williams out in transition. And Florida gets a break there. Until that last bucket by Beers, all of their points this quarter had come in transition. Oklahoma's up 12-2 in this quarter. McGill. Beers' 5th rebound, 13 points. Up to Verhulst. Verhulst underhands it to Van. It's that unselfish play by the Sooners.
Well, for Florida, too, they're running to where the ball is. After the pass goes up, you see them just surround. We saw that with Reagan Beers, right? 4 players around. Even if she passed it out, there's only 1 player that has to defend the other 4 players on the floor.
McGill gets it back. She's open. She'll take the 3. Off the mark. And that 50-50 ball goes out of bounds. Gets Ezekiel, goes into the bench. Good to see her jump up.
Yeah, nice pass back. We'll go look at 4 Florida players around Beers, and she goes up with the finish. Steady, you see Dad, proud Dad on the sideline.
Well, his daughter leads the SEC in double-doubles, 20 this season, 65 for her career. And Reagan will take a seat on the bench. Didn't play the second quarter. And after scoring 9 points in the first quarter, has added 4 more here. She hasn't missed a shot today, 6 of 6. Verhulst open.
That's for Florida. They got to get some offense going. Steve Van, great job on the defense.
Let's see, a blocking foul called on McGill. 3rd foul on McGill. And again, this second time these two have played. And Florida played them very close in the first game, but OU in the second half, they are turning it on today, just like they did in that first game.
Well, locker room talk and just making sure you stay within the flow of your offense and what you do well. Right now, what Oklahoma does well is get up and down the floor. We knew this was going to be a fast-paced game.
Beers and Chavez on the bench now. Liv McGill coming out of the game, holding that right arm. Will get attended to. That'd be a huge loss for Florida. And McGill's actually heading back toward the locker room. Lofton is blocked by O'Neal.
Great rotation by O'Neal.
And a foul whistle away from the ball. Here's what happened to McGill.
Yeah, you see that right wrist.
The foul was on Lofton. McGill is left the bench. So you have Oklahoma with Chavez and Beers on the bench right now. McGill is out of the game for Florida. It's a time for other players to step up right now.
Well, it definitely is that, and then it also gives an opportunity for players to get big minutes in crucial time within the game.
Well, Smith just could not save it inbounds, but a good effort. And the Sooners are up 14-2 and have been getting it in the paint. All 14 points this quarter have been in the paint. Chavez and Beers remain on the bench for Oklahoma. Oklahoma again leads the nation in shots taken with 20 to 30 seconds on the shot clock. They are second overall in pace. They have averaged 79 possessions per 40 minutes. They're the fourth highest scoring team in the country at 87.1 points per game.
Well, it's the way that they share the ball right now. And you look at the stat sheet, they have 17 assists on 23 made field goals. And back what you talk about working together as a team. Look at how fast the ball goes from one side to the other.
Liv McGill still out of the game for Florida. She left the game a few moments ago holding her right arm. Verhulst saw an opening, missed the shot. And Reynolds saves it right back to Verhulst. Van gets around Menduti and one, draws the foul.
Van's aggressiveness and putting her head down allows her the opportunity to get an and one. McGill back in the arena.
Yeah, coming out of the locker room area. Let's see if she's able to make it a go here. Zaya Van at the free throw line now. Zaya's sister Skylar was the former Big 12 Player of the Year at Oklahoma and now playing professionally over in Italy. Good take. Another steal. Van with a bucket.
Van, that gets her up to 8 points.
Oh, that was a 4-point play for her.
Just like that. Snap your fingers. And Florida a little bit careless with the ball.
Florida up to 18 turnovers. O'Neal, two defenders on her, and a jump ball as she is tied up by Kaya Smith. Liv McGill will return to the floor for Florida. Went back to the locker room and now has come back out with 3:31 to play here in the third quarter. Shot clock is at 6 on this inbounds play.
So you know they need to get a quick shot. Hopefully a shot recognition.
Reynolds forces it into McGill. Misses the shot. And that pass knocked out of bounds by Weathersby. Well, a reminder that gymnastics on Sunday here on SEC Network. Great rivalry in women's college gymnastics, LSU, Florida from Gainesville. Coverage begins at 6 Eastern right here on SEC Network and the app. Stolen away by the Gators. Weathersby leading the break. Perfectly timed pass because Chavez was coming up on Weathersby's back.
I think you need more of that and trying to get the ball again. Second turnover, trying to get the ball to Beers.
Another turnover forced by the Gators. McGill weaves her way to the basket and draws the foul.
Chavez, second foul. But yes, Chavez trying to get the ball to Beers, not able to get it. Chavez was trying to get a steal, but not, again, not able to get it.
Second foul on Chavez. So Liv McGill's going to go to the free throw line. She's 10 of 11 from the free throw line today. The Florida record for made free throws is 15 in a game. And she has 10 already.
You can tell that right wrist hurting a little bit. I would say switch it to the left hand.
She probably could. She does. Wow. Had to shoot with her left hand. She injured her right arm earlier, and she took your advice, Tamika.
Yeah, I kind of meant if you practice it, you should go to the left hand.
I mean, the shot looked good, you know, the way it came off her arm, but let's hope Liv McGill's okay. Beers. Lofton draws the foul. So my question is, if you're the head coach and you see your superstar shooting a free throw with your left hand, You take her out, you leave her in? What do you think?
Well, I'm not the coach right now, and I think right now you're just trying to figure out a way to get this team going. My team, I'm probably taking you out just to rest for a moment, just to see if we can do something to loosen up. Do we need to tape it up? Something different.
14 foul on Florida, so Oklahoma in the bonus the rest of the third quarter. The foul is on Reynolds. Well, you know Liv McGill's not voluntarily going to come out of a basketball game.
Definitely not. And you know what? Your adrenaline starts to kick in. I know there's plenty of times in games where things have happened, and you just kind of got to figure it out.
She's not using her right arm right now. She's dribbled that up with her left. Now she switches back to the right. Reynolds working through traffic, doesn't get the finish. Williams clears the rebound, looking up floor.
And that's what's so dangerous about this team. Anybody can bring the ball up. Beers brought it up a few possessions ago. Great rebound by Beers.
And it is off of Florida. Ball will stay on this end.
Stewart once again active around. Always an active pursuit of the basketball.
I finally know why the stagecoach is on the Sooners logo. They go so fast. 2 minutes to play, third quarter. It has been a fantastic start to the half by Oklahoma. Reynolds missed everything. Oklahoma has outscored Florida 21-6 this quarter.
Well, the difference in the game, when you look at, when I look at it, is really the way that these teams have played together. Oklahoma sitting on 19 assists to 26 made field goals. And you look at Florida, not able to move the ball and find open players.
Weathersby. And Weathersby fouled by Lofton. Dzeko and Piatti coming in for Florida.
At the end of the day, Florida trying to find some type of offense to get themselves going, get to the free throw line, but really I think they need to make extra passes.
Second foul on Lofton. Weathersby at the free throw line. He's had 4 points off the bench today. He's had 6 rebounds, though. Weathersby last weekend, a good performance against Georgia. Followed that up with a good game yesterday against Mississippi State. Knocks down that free throw.
Well, to get back in this game for Florida, it's one possession at a time. And obviously for Oklahoma, if they're looking at trying to advance, really is trying to, they got to take care of the ball and knock down shots, continue to knock down shots.
Chavez with a fake, didn't get that three to go in. Another jump ball. Possession arrow keeps it on the Oklahoma side of the floor. Winner of this will get LSU tomorrow. Kentucky a winner earlier today. They will play South Carolina tomorrow. Mel sitting with Coach Mulkey, Flauget over there as well. Tigers been watching this game. It's the LSU Tigers. For Wiley in the glasses. Michaela Williams there with the headphones above her ears.
That way she can hear both.
For Wiley's as cold as you are, Tamika.
I got some hand warmers if you need them.
So Lofton at the free throw line now. After the foul on Weathersby, her second. Lofton, another talented freshman that they're expecting big things from. She won 2 state high school titles prior to coming to Oklahoma. Has a little blood they need to clean up before she can shoot the next free throw. She is also from Oklahoma. So much pride with the Oklahoma kids as they stay in state and play for the Sooners.
Well, I think Coach Bronchek has done a really good job of not only keeping players in state, but also just developing over the years. And, you know, I said this earlier, but even when you're in the day and age of transfer portals and people moving around, you know, building relationship with your players and really seeing them advance. And Reagan Beers is one of those players that you think of the involvement that she's had year after year after year.
Had a good summer with USA Basketball last summer as well, playing among the elite players, not only in the U.S., but also the world, her age.
It changes your mindset when you have an opportunity to play with the USA team. I mean, it's a totally different level.
McGill gets stopped. Under a minute to play in the third quarter. Chavez. Yeah, good D by McGill. Really shut her down. There's that ball movement by Oklahoma. And it results in a foul. And Sahara Williams will go to the free throw line.
Even Sahara Williams, you look at her game, and I think about her from last year to this year, way more active, very good at getting the ball to the basket. Step out, she can knock down the three. Down low, she's a little undersized when you look at her from a post player standpoint, but how her game has evolved from last year to this year, I mean, she's been one of those players. I don't know what coach would say, another one of the most improved players in the SEC.
Williams from Waterloo, Iowa. Of course, Katie Baranczyk was a star for Iowa when she played college basketball. Williams, one of the 4 McDonald's All-Americans that start for Oklahoma. They've used the same starting lineup the whole season. Only 8 teams in the country have done that. And a turnover on the Gators.
That's going to be the 9th turnover for Liz McGill. Not a turnover.
Oh, wait just a second.
Tipped.
No, it got tipped by Oklahoma. And they're asking for a review. Katie Baranczyk's going to appeal this. Call originally was going to be Oklahoma's ball, then it was changed.
The ruling on the floor is Florida basketball. The play has been appealed by Oklahoma.
So officials reversed themselves, and when they did, Baranczyk appeals.
Yeah, there's nobody back there unless Van touched the ball.
Oh, I think it does go off the fingertips here. Watch. That's Yitch, and I think it hit her fingertips. So a timeout is on the line when you appeal in women's college basketball. And Yitch, 6'3" Canadian with those outstretched arms. See if the officials see it the way we do.
When things get tight like this in games, the best thing you can do is pull together as a team. And you saw a tight huddle for this Florida Gator team, just trying to figure out what it will take. 24 seconds left in the third quarter, and then third quarter, and then you get to the fourth quarter.
Oklahoma has outscored Florida 25-7 here in the third quarter.
The appeal by Oklahoma is successful. Oklahoma ball on the sideline, 24.0 on the game clock.
21st turnover of the game for the Gators, and Coach Baranczyk wins the appeal. So it'll be Oklahoma ball, 24 seconds left in the third quarter. Oklahoma can hold it for the final shot of the quarter. Chavez dribbling out front. Now at 10, makes a move. Beers to Williams. Knocked out of bounds, 2.8 seconds left. It's Oklahoma's ball. They'll inbound in front of their bench.
Already you see Oklahoma trying to make the extra pass to get a wide open look.
A lob up to Beers, and a foul called really before the ball could even be caught. They were trying to deny Beers, and that's the 4th foul on Piatti.
Well, Beers posting up Piatti right there. Yeah, she's trying to get around.
That was a big old bear hug.
That was.
Italian bear hug. Beers at the free throw line. 2.4 left in the quarter. Here's second free throw of the afternoon. Beers now with 2,000 career points. And the quarter is over. So a milestone moment for Reagan Beers as she gets her 2,000th point. And center. Then tomorrow we get our first look at the top 4 seeds in the SEC tournament. Here in this one, the Sooners, after a dominant third quarter, they're the biggest point differential in SEC play this season. They outscored the Gators 27-7. And let's see if Florida has something left in the tank to challenge here in the fourth.
Well, that's what I think, and we talked about this offline, but just the fact of having to go up and down in yesterday's game, and then you come into this pace of a game, and you go up and down, but also you have Reagan Beers down low, which for your post players, that in itself is a game, and just trying to make sure that she doesn't get going.
Beers and Chavez with 15 points today against Florida. McGill grabs that. Nice ball movement by the Gators, and O'Neal draws the foul. And I am just, I don't know how to put it into words almost, and that's my job. But Liv McGill right now, she's in pain, Tamika. And I am just in awe of her courage, because it seems like every possession she's forced to use that right hand, and she's grimacing each time, but she's such a warrior, she will not come out of the game.
Well, a warrior or not, you got to make sure, too. She's only a sophomore. So this is a young lady that we're going to get a chance to watch year after year. And, you know, I know right now Florida is really looking at, is there any opportunity for them to make it and being able to be in the tournament and play?
McGill got injured, went to the dressing room, came back. She had to shoot a free throw left-handed. We don't know the nature of the injury, but it is her right arm. She's been shaking out her hand, and O'Neal, with that smooth free throw stroke, gives Florida 2 more points. Van trying to answer with a 3. That goes out of bounds. It'll be Florida's ball.
2 Oklahoma players fighting over the ball. Neither one of them able to come away with it.
McGill typically brings it up with her right hand. Underhand to Dukic. Dukic ducks in, gets the shot off, misses. Here come the Sooners.
Well, you can't say Florida hasn't had some good opportunities and looks at the basket. And Reagan Beers.
Hey, Clara Strack, if you can do it, I can do it too.
Let it rain for sure.
Saw Clara Strack hit 5 threes in the last game. Reagan Beers knocking that one down. And for Reagan Beers, not normally a 3-point shooter, that is only her 6th made 3 of the season.
Well, you can't tell that it's not, because the way she steps in and O'Neal backs off just to allow her to get a shot. And yeah, there's the energy you talk about from the bench.
Third foul on Dukic gives the ball back to the Sooners. That's only the 6th time the bench has seen that happen this season. Beers 3. Love seeing the bigs make the threes. And, you know, you'll get to see Okot do that a lot tomorrow. Chavez. That is a 2. She was just inside the 3-point line. 17 for Chavez.
Well, that's the extra pass that Oklahoma does. They make the extra pass. They force the defense to have to guard every possession throughout the possession.
Oklahoma's held Florida scoreless now for over 5 minutes. And McGill tripped by Van.
That's going to be Van's 3rd foul. But take a look at this extra pass. Van drive, defense collapses, and Chavez for 2, put on the line.
Florida ball out of bounds. Yitch. McGill sizing up Smith. Good rebound by Dukic. Another chance for the Gators. And Reynolds gets tripped up and travels.
Reynolds It'll be fun to watch her continue to develop because she just has to slow down. Sometimes on the offense, she's trying to move so fast that the defense is already in front of her that she can't make the extra play or stop and pop.
Reynolds, the second McDonald's All-American in Florida history, junior. Former member of the SEC All-Freshman team. She's on the SEC Community Service team. Very active off the court. Van is fouled by Yitch. Yitch had the block and her arm continued into Van's body. Gift Ezekiel up off the Gator bench, replacing O'Neal. Sooners going to the line.
Well, Florida coach trying to get some players in and out, get those fresh legs. And you know, it only takes a couple of possessions. You get a couple of makes and you come down and make a couple of defensive stops. But the way that Oklahoma is playing, it's like a well-oiled machine, and it just keeps going and going and going.
Yeah, they're just relentless. Again, Oklahoma is the only team to beat South Carolina in SEC play. Texas did get them before SEC play started in an event in non-conference play. Be Florida's basketball out of bounds on Oklahoma. Gazecko back in the game for the Gators. In Oklahoma, you kind of have to see it in person. They are just relentless.
You're right about that. This is my first time seeing them in person, and I like the flow of the first half, you know, both teams getting up and down, but, and I said this early on, does the fact that Florida played yesterday and all of the energy they had to put out affect how they played today in the second half? Because this is a lot of energy going up and down.
Liv McGill made that last shot with her left hand. What a competitor. Smith going down the left side of the lane, off the glass. Kaya Smith, another freshman. Oklahoma is well positioned for the future. McGill weaving her way to the basket. Gets her own miss. And draws the foul. See if it's going to be on Beers. So McGill injured her right arm earlier, had to shoot with her left here.
I said whatever it takes to get the ball in the basket, it will see what type of free throw she takes. Is it the left hand, the right hand?
She's right-handed. She shot her last free throw left-handed. Third foul on Beers, by the way. She does use the right this time. She made 10 free throws in the first half. And manages to make that. That was almost a two-handed free throw. Got to do what you got to do. She's got to love her spirit.
And look at Dzeko trying to body up.
That is a long two.
Beers takes two defenders with her, leave Van wide open.
Good officiating there. They both officials conferred with each other before saying that was a two by Van. And now Van picks up the loose ball, and then good job coming from behind. Godfrey avoids a bucket in transition.
That's the hustle plays. You got to have more hustle plays. And right now, with 5 minutes and 36 seconds left, Florida got to find a way to get some stops on the defensive end and obviously make some baskets.
Foul on Godfrey.
This has been all Oklahoma. From start to finish, coming off and just going back and forth, back and forth. But you know what you love to see is just the amount of players that have scored and all of the things that each player that has come on to the floor has contributed.
8 Sooners have scored today. Smith on the free throw line. First free throw of the day for Kaya Smith. She was a state long jump champion in high school.
Now has 3 points and 4 rebounds.
McGill trying to force her right. DeZecco shoots the three, and that's good. DeZecco only her 20th three of the season.
Well, if you're open, take the shot and see if you can knock it down. Beers, nobody guarding her up top.
Would have been a 2, and that falls right out to Beers. 78-53, Oklahoma in front as the 5 seed here in the SEC tournament, trying to get to LSU tomorrow. And Ezekiel fouls Beers on that entry pass.
Well, Oklahoma all smiles right now. And look at the difference, 78-53. Started with the third quarter, but it's been red hot all day.
5 and over, and then Reagan Beers, our other big with a big day. Beers today is in the midst of dominating this game with her presence. And Beers having a fantastic game, 18.7 rebounds.
It's been fun watching these two star centers go, and you look at the numbers, but their impact on the floor and for their respective teams has been phenomenal to watch. I mean, Beers is, they're two different players. I would say Clara Strack is one of those players. She's more agile getting up and down the floor, where Beers, you know, she will beat you up down low. And both players very hard to guard.
Kentucky will face South Carolina tomorrow. Oklahoma trying to get to LSU as we move to the quarterfinals tomorrow. 2 more games coming up tonight, though. It's the premier women's college basketball tournament in full effect. It'll be interesting to see what happens with Florida for the postseason. This is a game, had they won, I think they would have definitely been in the NCAA tournament, but they have played so well down the stretch. DeZecco gets that bucket. And we'll see if the committee feels that way.
Well, right now, I feel like the fight that they have to bring for the last 4 minutes is going to be a big test for them as well.
Ball will stay on this end. Kelly Ray Finley, such a player's coach. Her players absolutely love her. Great staff over there, too. DeZecco with a steal. And DeZecco gets the layup. And the Gators showing a little fight here.
Well, that's what they have to have, that fight. DeZecco, good defense. And defense led to offense.
Beers and Chavez on the bench for Oklahoma. Jenny Baranczyk going to try to close this out without them for the moment. See if it works out. And McGill with a foul, and then O'Neal and Culleton go down hard under the basket.
I think the referees are talking, trying to figure out what happened.
Yeah, they are talking right now. Joe Vasili for 2, Cisco Stevens and Maggie Timon. Fouls on McGill, her 4th.
Well, you see right there, O'Neal trying to get around. And you get wrapped up in those arms. But in the meantime,
the foul was on McGill. Yeah. And a good job by everyone. That didn't escalate into anything. Culleton and O'Neal were cool about it. And Van is on the free throw line after getting fouled by McGill. 4th foul on McGill. Zaya Van's done a good job getting to the free throw line today. Finally was able to get that to go down 1 for 4.
Definitely in the first half, not really on the floor. Second half, she came out and had made an impact, and that's what you like to see. You know, she, between her and Chavez, running the team from the point guard position. Both of them very efficient and effective in their own ways.
Reynolds dumps it into O'Neal, and a foul called on Kaya Smith. Oklahoma came into this tournament on a six-game win streak, but 5 of those games were by single digits. So they haven't won a game by a comfortable margin in a while.
Probably when you come into a tournament like this, and you know, we saw it earlier with Georgia coming in. This was their first day playing, and you know, obviously not moving on to the next game. But you have to come in ready. You have to come in focused. And what happens is you relax a little bit coming into the SEC tournament with not having to play on the first day. Sometimes that can go against you, but Oklahoma took care of business early.
O'Neal comes up with that. McGill. Under 3 minutes to play. Final game of the day session here on day 2 of the SEC tournament. And McGill draws the foul and will go to the line. McGill has made 11 free throws today. Remember, the Florida record is 15. She'll get 2 more here. But she is, I don't even want to put a percentage on her right now. She can't measure heart, but she's definitely not 100% with that injured right arm. That looked better.
Hopefully the adrenaline just pushes you through.
That's what you said earlier.
You can tell just her impact and being on the floor just calms everybody else.
She is 12 of 16 from the free throw line today. McGill, 23 points, matching her jersey number. Again, Beers, Chavez on the bench right now. Coach Baranczyk getting some minutes from her bench, hoping they can hang on here and save some legs for LSU tomorrow. Van elevates, misses. Dang with a rebound, and Lofton gets called for the foul.
Well, mind you, they play today, and if you're trying to compete and win a championship, today is only Thursday, so you have to win Thursday, you have to win Friday, you have to win Saturday and Sunday. So you have 4 games in 4 days in order to be able to have an opportunity to win the championship. And I think all coaches, as you sit and talk to them, even with Coach Brooks a couple of days ago, having to win 5 games in 5 days, it said that's just a lot. Like, that's not an ideal situation from a team standpoint. But the most important part of it is coming out healthy.
Last team to win this tournament, to play 4 in a row, was Kentucky back in 2022. Incidentally, that was the last time South Carolina's lost in this event. And they beat the Gamecocks on that fateful day, one of the great moments in SEC tournament history, unless you're a South Carolina fan. Van, that's good. Zaya Van knocks it in. 3-pointer. She was the leading scorer against Florida the last time they played, had 18 in that game, and now has 14 today.
And comfortable, too. Nice little step back. McGill for the drive.
Liv McGill, 25 points now. Under 2 minutes to play. Colleton with the ball. And Colleton couldn't get it to go down. They continue to bat the ball around. It's out of bounds, and it'll go back to Florida. Good hustle by the Sooners and the Gators, but it ends up being the Gators' ball. Reagan Beers getting some extended minutes on the bench today. She really didn't play the second quarter, and Coach Baranczyk taking her out for extended time here. Still 18 points and 7 rebounds.
I was going to say that.
And McGill elevates, scores, and will go back to the free throw line.
The heart is definitely there, taking it, driving. And a nice little drive. Makes contact. Actually shot on the left side with her right hand. But the bench reaction and just the continued fight for this young lady.
If you're her teammate, you got to be inspired, right?
I hope so. I hope so. And if you get the opportunity to play in the postseason, McGill got to be fired up for that.
McGill 9 points this quarter. She has 28 for the game. She's been the bright spot for Florida today. But their SEC tournament is going to be coming to a close in a little over a minute. And they will have to await their fate for Selection Sunday. Offensive foul on Lofton. And that'll give the ball back over to, was it Smith?
Yes.
So a screen on the screen, yeah. And that's the fourth foul on Smith. How do you see Oklahoma and LSU?
Oh, this is going to actually be a fun matchup. And I think the great thing for Oklahoma is that they've been able to rest quite a few players today to get them ready for tomorrow. LSU is going to come out. They're going to be fresh. They're going to be ready to go.
So Oklahoma will win its 7th straight game. Gators, very impressive early in the game, just did not have the gas, and the Sooners put it on them. Liv McGill, an outstanding game for Florida today. McGill, 28 points right now. Let's see if she tries to add to that. And that will do it. Oklahoma wins its 24th game of the season and gets past the Florida Gators to move on to the quarterfinals of the SEC tournament.
Well, Oklahoma looked great today. They came out, everybody locked in and focused. Started with a big down low Beard. Can't say enough about her performance, but every single player, Chavez, Kelly, always does her thing. Van came up down the stretch, but every single player that stepped on the floor did a great job.
Florida will await its postseason fate on Selection Sunday. Oklahoma had 4 players in double figures today. Beers with 18, Chavez 17, 14 by Van, and Stewart had 12. So the Sooners win 82-64 to end the day.